guys. I hope you guys are well. This is a very quick word. And not only is it very quick and it's a word for someone, but this is also going to teach us as to why we also have to be careful, even with like dreams and certain visions, because I've been telling you guys in the past that there's people that can masquerade in the dreams and they can masquerade in the visions. Okay, masquerading is when someone puts on the image of someone else, so you as the dreamer or you as the seer, you are seeing what they want you to see, but you're not realizing that they're wearing a disguise, as in there's someone that can disguise themselves, wear the mask of someone else's face, someone else's body. But oftentimes you'll be able to tell if you're extremely discerned in the spirit, because some people, their discernment is sharp in the physical, but when they're in the dream and when they're in the spirit, their discernment's not as sharp. But if your discernment is sharp, you'll often tell that somebody is masquerading and disguising themselves as someone based on the eyes. Sometimes the eyes give it away. Sometimes also the personality of the person gives it away as well. Like if you know the person has a specific type of personality, and the way how you're seeing them in the dream or the vision is not normally like how they would act or how they would speak, then you know for sure that there's a possibility that somebody is masquerading and using their face, using their body image, etc. Right? So checking out the body language, checking out the body, just looking at specific details of the person. And if you ever are confused and you're not sure if that's the actual person you're seeing, it's always good to call them out if you're well discerned enough to do that. Basically call them out in the spirit and just say like, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. If your spirit using this person's body or using this person's face, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. Now, I talked about this in my book pertaining to the humiliation ritual. This is like one of the faves that the witches and warlocks use. And there is someone that is extremely obsessed with you. Okay, the Lord showed me a female in the spirit, right? And this female, she was putting on this image of someone. Like she was putting on this clothing and she was putting on like this mask, and she was like doing her hair like a certain type of way. And then she was looking in the mirror, and then above the mirror I saw in big white letters, obsessed. Okay, obsessed. Then I saw her doing some type of witchcraft. So she was doing everything to mimic and to look like someone that she wasn't. Okay. And then she was doing some type of witchcraft to manipulate people into thinking that she is the original. You get what I'm saying? That she's the original. So after that was revealed to me, I asked God, like, what was going on? What does that interpret? What does that represent? I knew for a fact it meant obviously someone's obsessed because I saw the obsessed sign. But I wanted to know, like, interpretation wise, like what that was representing. And the Lord said she's pretending to be someone to cause confusion. Okay, so this is not something that is happening physically where someone is like, it could be the person's mimicking you in the physical, but God didn't show me that. What God was showing me is the person was mimicking you in the spirit. Okay, she was mimicking you in the spirit, and she was doing everything like you, and she's doing that to confuse you. Okay, to confuse you or to confuse other people, right? And they oftentimes do this to try to frame people, to make people look like something that they're not, to confuse other seers, or to change other seers' perception about someone, or other prophets' perception about someone, or anyone that has like spiritual gifts, like to shift their perspective about a person. They would usually do this, right? So, but what God specifically said was she's trying to look like this person to create confusion. So another interpretation of that is, although I know that, her intentions doing it was to confuse others' perception of you, another interpretation of that is sometimes we'll see a vision or we'll be in a dream where we see ourselves doing something, as in like, you see how I'm driving right now and I'm looking at the road. I know that I'm driving, but if I was to look at my phone, look at the camera, I can see myself driving. Do you get it? That's a good analogy, right? So there's a difference in the spiritual realm where you're in the moment doing something like I am right now versus you're watching yourself doing something, okay? Whenever you notice that you're watching yourself in the spirit, similar to how like you'd watch yourself on a phone, right? Whenever you're watching yourself in the spirit or in the dream doing something, always take what you're seeing yourself doing to God. Because sometimes we may think, oh, God is showing me a prophecy of me doing something. God is showing me the path I need to be on. God is showing me what my next instruction is. Because I'm able to see myself do something versus doing it in the moment, right? So there's someone that may masquerade as you in the dream or in the spirit to try to shift the perception of others about you. And then there's those that will masquerade as you in the dream or in the spirit in order for you to see yourself doing something, and then you start to think that it's you doing it, and then you start to follow those instructions, or you start to, really think that it's God telling you or showing you yourself doing something when it's actually someone trying to confuse and trying to trick you into doing something you're not supposed to do, okay? So it's very important to take everything to God that you see in the spirit or in the dream, okay? So I'm giving someone this confirmation, but the point of the matter is this is someone that's definitely obsessed with trying to ruin you, because God showed the big white letters obsessed. So they're definitely obsessed with just trying to ruin your image, okay? But anyways, I love you guys. Talk to you later.